Uganda's economists are concerned about the country's external borrowing, that they say such external public debts are hindering growth and development. This, they say, is to blame for the poor road network in the country and the soaring youth unemployment. According to Dr. Kayizi Mugerwa, the chief economist, Africa Development Bank, the biggest challenge is the unending borrowing at high interest rates from global markets, which have severe impact on growth.
How can we reduce the government access to private savings in this economy? How do we reduce government borrowing from the public?
Dr. Mugerwa suggests that Africans should set their own rating agencies, but also advocates for value addition to local produce, citing massive investment in roads as a way of easing transportation of raw materials from rural areas to urban centers. Uganda in particular has a worrying external public debt that stood at $5.8 billion in 2013, up from $5.7 billion by March 2012, therefore increasing dependence.
So we do believe that roads can actually help reduce poverty. Not maybe the main roads, but maybe the feeder roads that help our farmers deliver produce, fresh produce to the cities or the small towns, that help them engender some kind of economic activity.
Bank of Uganda Deputy Governor Professor Louis Kasekende condemns corruption, saying it thrust Uganda into a financial crisis 2 years ago, and even now there is one looming on the horizon.
We should rebuild the fiscal space, given that we are likely to get into another crisis, I don't know when.
This as they released the 13th edition of the African Economic Outlook Report 2014, indicating good growth performance and prospects for Africa at an average of 4%, above the global economic growth of 3%, and Uganda at 6.5% in 2013. It also shows that on average, a 10% increase in paved roads will lead to a 7.2% decline in poverty depth, and a 10% increase in the length of paved roads brings about 8% decline in the share of people located far below the poverty line. Anita Mwangazi, WBS News in Kampala.